If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description. Today is another sad day for hip-hop, or yesterday actually. You probably saw the news. I posted it on my Instagram when it wasn't confirmed yet, but Takeoff got shot and killed while in an altercation, alongside Quavo while they were shooting dice. And there's a lot more to the story. We're going to go a little bit into this today, going to, look at some details, but what I mainly wanted to get at today is also how this affects Drake, not in a way that, we're just completely going to skip over his death, but in a way that I don't want to make a video just about Takeoff, that, I want to use his name as the title for the video. We're going to look at how this affects Drake as well, because that's kind of what I want to get this whole thing back to. Because you can do this in a very remorseful, way as well. And I don't want to have this come across as me using Takeoff's name to connect it to Drake. That would be really weird. I see some people do that. We're going to also look at that in a second, but let's break this down. Let's get into it. So we're going to address Drake in a second and how this affects her loss with, the 21 Savage joint project. But we're going to look at some details what happened with Takeoff and with Quavo. And there's one post that is right now the most comprehensible one, of a woman that was there attending the same event and attending the same location that Takeoff ended up, getting shot at. And that I see a lot of people reposting this. Y'all also posted it in the Discord. We're going to take a look at this just to give y'all some details on this. Also just to show how fucking unnecessary this was. So let's break this down. Let's see what she said. So the tweet is actually someone that knows this woman, and she texted them this, and she said, so Quavo was shooting dice and he was getting his pockets broke off bad, so dude had an attitude and he tried getting aggressive with the wrong mob ties. And dude got on his ass and somebody they was with jumped up, and that's when everybody bunched up, then shots just started ringing, but they were coming from somebody Migos was with, but he was shooting wild and hit Takeoff on accident, and the other guys started shooting back, and I think he got hit again, but ultimately his own people killed him, because when he got hit the first time, I seen his body just drop. Quavo was plexed up over some small shit. It really wasn't worth it. Takeoff was one of the coolest, quietest dudes in the room the whole time. Then she goes on to say, he wasn't saying a word, just chilling in the cut. He didn't even know what was going on. He just jumped up and got shot out of nowhere. Houston for sure about to be a no-fly zone because mob's supposed to be protecting these artists. And she posted a picture that was taken moments before the incident happened. And this is just to showcase how unnecessary this whole thing was. Quavo was getting worked up over a stupid dice game, and it was their own people that then started opening fire, and a stray bullet hit Takeoff, who ended up then dying from it. And we are seeing, a lot of people, you probably saw the DJ Academic stream where he went full on detective mode and tried to, find the shooter, of Takeoff. At this point, it's like, we got some evidence. We know who it was. We know that it was, his own people that did it. So this was just, you really got to understand how fucking sad this is. And we see a lot of this, obviously, a lot of rappers getting killed, and we've seen it happen more and more over the past months as well. JD Youngin, we've seen PNB Rock, for example. Stuff like that happens, but in this case, if it's your own people over some stupid argument, I cannot start to imagine how Quavo is feeling right now. And it's crazy to see someone like Takeoff, who we've only recently on the Drink Champs interview say, we heard him say, give me my flowers now, I don't want them when I'm no longer here. And it's like, that's, I don't know, that hits hard. To kind of, circle this back to what I was talking about with Drake, even though the tone of this video is obviously very somber, because I don't want to use this in any hype way. Maybe I already lost the people that were only here clicking on for the Drake, video, which kind of is the purpose of this, We're going to look at how this affects Drake, because at least in a very remorseful way, he also showed some respect. Young Money showed some respect. We're going to look at what they said. So obviously Drake and 21 were supposed to drop their new project, Her Loss, this Friday, November 4th. And they're kind of gearing up for it. They pushed it back already for, by a week, because 40 got COVID and he was in the process of mixing and mastering this thing and he couldn't get it done. So that's why they pushed it back a week to November 4th. But now also Drake and, Drake affiliates express their grief and their remorse around, Takeoff dying. And, just kind of going over a couple of statements of them, we can see how this might affect the release of this new album on Friday. So first of all, let's look at the Drake post. Drake posted a picture of him and Take while they were on the Aubreys and the Three Amigos tour back in, I believe it was 2018. And he said, "I got the best memories of all of us seeing the world together and bringing light to every city we touch. That's what I'll focus on for now. Rest easy, spaceman. Take." And kind of people were getting from this that he's saying, I'm going to focus on this now, meaning that he's not going to be focusing on the album. I don't see the connection quite that clear yet. The album might still be dropping this Friday, but this is the first hint we got as to why, he might not drop it. But that's not even the main thing that I was going to go over. Another thing was that Young Money also posted something. Young Money, who obviously now not anymore, but were very close Drake affiliates a couple of years back until 2015 mainly, they took to their Instagram to say, "We move on too quickly from peers dying. Just start posting again, we keep scrolling. Take some time to process what happened. We lost a young man at 28 for no reason. So many at a young age for no reason. Take all that in. News, selfies, new music, etc. can all wait." And that's kind of what people are saying. They're saying new music can wait. That's why Drake is supposedly also not dropping. I've seen this, appear on the Reddit a couple of times. People saying, I honestly don't see Drake dropping this week after this post, even though I don't really see the connection to the Young Money post quite yet, because they're not really affiliated like that again, like they were a couple of years back. So the connection is not quite there for me, but I get what they're saying. Maybe Drake, out of respect for Takeoff, because the two of them obviously weren't toured together. Drake was the one that hopped in the Versace remix in 13, 14. So before the Migos really blew up, he was supporting them. He was there with them the entire time during their come up very closely. So obviously this hits home very, hard for him as well. And he might kind of do that as a form of respect to pay to Takeoff. But we're gonna have to wait and see how it turns out. What I don't like to see though is, people started posting on the Reddit as well. I saw this one post. Somebody said, "Despite recent events, who's still excited for her loss? Less than 48 hours left." And all the people in comments were like, "Yeah, I'm excited. Rest in peace, Take. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's go." And I get that you're excited for the album, and in a way I can't blame you. I'm of course also excited for the music, but that is really not the priority right now. And especially if it's someone so close to Drake, it's kind of weird saying close, but like they were obviously on good terms and they were friends. Having someone like that die, and Drake also showing remorse over it and showing grief and hinting at the album not coming out of respect for him. For us to then be like, yeah, but I just want the album, I don't know, it seems disrespectful in a way, but I also can't blame them because it's just about the music in this case, while in the other scenario with Takeoff, it's about real life events. So at some point we have to distinguish that. But it's just something I wanted to throw in there because I just saw it and I had some feelings about it. But yeah, that's kind of it. That's why people think Drake is not dropping this Friday. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think he's dropping? Do you think he's not dropping out of respect for Take? Do you see him push it back another week? Do you see him kind of like, move things around a little bit more? How do you think 21 is feeling about this? And if he's kind of the one motivating a pushback again, all of your thoughts and all of your theories and all of your maybe good wishes to Takeoff and his family, all of that, leave it in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and you'll take care.